So today we're going to be talking about products for retwisting locks. Who here retwist, palm roll, uses product for their retwists? And if you do use product for your retwists, do you feel like retwisting products have to have hold? Press a 1 if they absolutely, definitely need to hold your retwist in place. You don't want no movement at all. Press a 2 if, the hold can be debatable, not really something you're tripping about. What do we have here? 1s, 2s. How y'all feeling about the product hold? Is it a necessary thing? And so what we're going to be talking about today is products for retwisting that hold and products for retwisting that may not hold. We talked about this topic, I want to say maybe like 4 or 5 weeks ago, talking about how long should a retwist last. And that's just the hair set in place, it lasting. But now we're going to add in the layer of product. How does the product impact how long the retwist lasts? And like I said, this is so debatable because for so long, the conversation or the recommendation for product usage has been use beeswax, use shea butter, use black gel because it has the hardest hold, and we don't want the hair to move at all because we want it to lock. And what we've now come to find out, and when I say we, I mean locticians who are approaching hair locking from a holistic standpoint, because there are different philosophies when it comes to locks. You will find people who will tell you, or who still use shea butter and black gel and beeswax to lock hair. And I'm not saying they're completely wrong, because I do like to keep an open mind, but I am saying there are other ways, and dare I say better ways, that we can treat the hair, that we can encourage hair to lock without us having to cake product in the hair. But again, it builds on the conversation we talked about. How long should a retwist truly last? The cliff notes from that conversation was that your retwist, it's maybe only going to last a week or two, because your hair, or the purpose of the retwist, is to shape the lock. It is to encourage the hair to love on itself, to tangle on itself. The retwist technique in and of itself is not created, or it's not designed to make your hair grow out of your scalp locked. That's not what a retwist does. And so the retwist product, from a holistic standpoint, is there to nourish the hair. But then you may wonder, like, why do they have products, or why do I go to the store and you see products that say tight hold, guaranteed to hold your hair in place for 5 weeks, or you see people marketing products on social media like, oh, your retwist is going to last 6 months. Your retwist will never come undone. No unraveling. It's all going to stay in place. Like, why is that? Why do you think, in your experience, if you could guess, why people would put that on their products as a way to market towards you to buy the product? Why is that? Why would somebody say, grab this product? It's going to hold your hair for 10 years. Keep it in place forever. Precious says, because they know someone will fall for it. Jamaica says, so you'll buy it. Of course. Miss Humor says, because companies make products based on consumer behavior. That's true. Tina says, for profits. Giselle says, for sale. Yeah, but it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. And I just want to just pique your interest, just give you some food for thought. When you think about a product telling you that it's going to hold your hair in place so that it doesn't move, part of the psychology behind that, yes, it's money, yes, it's profit. You know, any company is in business to make money. But think about, I don't even say the origin of locks, just how people with locks have been viewed in society for so long. The notion of they're dreadful, they're ugly, they're unkept, they're untamed. They're people that have lock hair, it's always out of place. They're not groomed. Maybe they're homeless. Maybe they don't even know how to take care of their hair. So all of these negative connotations are traditionally associated with locks. And so in order to market to you, to get this profit, to get this money, to get this sale, the language for holding your hair in place, keeping it slick, keeping it neat, keeping it in place, our hair doesn't do that. And when I say our hair, I mean hair that has texture, hair that has a curl pattern. It doesn't do that. It doesn't stay in place. It reaches to the gods. It moves. It bends. It curls. It twists. It has life and vitality and body. Hair that does not or is absent of a curl just stays straight, just stays neat, doesn't move. And when you think about that, with locks, the notion of tight holding it in place is meant to help you keep your hair from flourishing in its lock state. Again, from a holistic standpoint, I just would charge you with thinking about that when you are reading the marketing or thinking that the retwist needs to last forever. And so with that understanding, or with just that type of foundation of the marketing, why someone would put that on the product. And you saw how like it was like ones, twos for like, how long should I want my product to really hold my hair? It needs to stay in place. It begins to seep into the community that, okay, because you have locks, now I've done retwisted your hair, you've paid money to come to me as a loctician, I've retwisted your hair, I've cultivated it. Now it's like, okay, well, I done invested in my hair. Why would I want it to unravel or come undone in a couple days or in a week? That is not what I'm doing to your hair. I'm not doing your hair so that it stays there. I'm doing your hair so that we're training it and we have a space for it to cultivate into. And so you should wash your hair. You should take care of your hair. You should expect your hair to loosen up at the roots. It's only natural. It's only normal. But I do understand some people have jobs who may have policies, they may have cultures that say your hair needs to stay flat to your scalp, can't have no hair sticking out of place, or you just personally want to stay in the norms of what is around you. You don't want to be the odd person out that's just like, oh, you locking your hair? Are those locks? They ain't twist, those locks, because they look crazy. You might not want to be in that space. And so picking up a tight hold product may be something that you're like, okay, that's what I need to do, because when I retwist it, I want it to stay just like how I had it done. What I want you to consider if you do choose to use a product that is tight hold is that what ingredients are necessary for a tight hold product to actually operate and like maintain a tight hold. They are things that are going to be shutting out moisture, because what happens when it rains or gets wet and you wash your hair? What does our hair do? Or what does hair do when it's wet or water is placed on the hair? As the hair frizzes, it's going to react. Again, our hair, textured hair, moves. It has movement. And so if you are choosing to use a tight hold product, chances are the ingredients that are in the product are going to be things that are going to coat the hair so that things like moisture and water cannot cause it to come undone and move and unravel and puff up. Exactly. And so a tight hold, yes, you will get a tight hold, but what are you going to be sacrificing for that tight hold? I don't believe, or I have yet to find a product that is going to give you the best of both worlds. Super tight hold, but still allow your hair to be truly moisturized or maintain a moisture balance. Because even with shea butter, you're going to put shea butter in your hair and it's going to give it an amazing shine. Again, we've talked about this numerous times. We have been marketed to or taught that shine equals health. That's not always the case. Shiny hair is on straight textures of hair because the outside layer of their hair is so straight and smooth that it's just going to reflect light back to it. And so that reflection just looks like shine. But with texture hair, it's all curls, waves, bends. Every bend in that curl pattern is going to deflect light. And so therefore you will not have shine. You get a sheen, but not shine. And so if we have this notion that our hair needs to be so shiny so that people know and can tell that I have healthy hair, we then put ourselves in the space of putting products in our hair that contribute to buildup. So it's not by accident that you have a mindset or you have a thought that, okay, I need my hair to stay in place. So I need it to have a tight hold. And because I have a tight hold and my hair is probably not moisturized, I then needed to be shiny so that people would think my hair is healthy. But because it's got the tight hold product in there, it's blocking out all the moisture. And so my hair is really actually dry. It's really actually dull. I got to put some more stuff on top of it to like get it to look like how it's supposed to feel and how it's supposed to be. It's a cyclical effect for the marketing for the type of products that, like everyone has said, is by design to get you to buy it. And because you buy it, then you have the issues. And because you have the issues, you then got to buy this other product that is going to kind of combat the first thing. It's not by accident that these things happen. And so that's like my thing with tight hold product. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like the marketing behind it, and I don't like the idea behind it. And I also don't personally, because again, you can feel however you want to feel and what you think about how your hair needs to look, but our hair needs to be able to move. It needs to be able to breathe if you want it to be healthy. Again, remember here in this space, we're talking about cultivating the healthiest set of locks. You do have stylists, you do have locticians that focus on the style. And so yes, the tight hold is part of it because you want your style to last. And so I can't just be using aloe vera on your roots, which is 90% water, styling it, and you have the thought that my hair is just going to stay sleek, like how it just came from under the dryer. Nah, sis, it's going to start reacting to the moisture that's there. So I'm not a lock stylist, and I encourage you to think about the language that people use when they're marketing to you, talking to you about the services that they offer. If in their bio, if in the description, they're saying best lock stylist in Houston, Texas, you know that you're going there for styles. They may care about your hair, maybe, but what they're advertising is styles. So let's be clear. And that's part of the consultation. You can ask questions to uncover what someone prioritizes. Is it hair care? Is it styling? Is it selling products to you? Is it turning the chair around? So I just want to get 20 people in the salon today. You're just one of the 20. Thanks for coming in. Wham, bam, get out. Like, you can discern those things. So let's try to keep it in the retwist realm. That's my tight hold spill. Now with products that don't have hold, again, the idea is that the retwist, from a holistic standpoint, the retwist is there to help shape the lock. It's helped to train it. It's helping to create space for your lock to do what it naturally do anyway. Because I can't believe we're 25 minutes in and I haven't said this already. The retwist or the product is not going to make your hair lock. Product is not going to make your hair lock. There's no product that is going to make the hair grow out of your scalp locked. If you didn't use any product at all, if you just left your hair alone for a year, it will lock. I would say 95% of all hair types would lock without anything being done to them. So don't go to the store. Don't go to a loctician. Don't go to your friend that's doing your hair and ask them, what product are you using? How's it going to help my hair to lock? The product is not there to make it lock. Okay. Product should be there for nourishment. But if you have a more stylistic approach to things, you can use tight hold to hold things in place. But understand you're sacrificing something for that tight hold. But then on the flip side of that, you have things that are not necessarily going to give you hold, like it's not going to stay in place, but it will help to, what do I want to say? It's going to encourage locking, and it's also going to allow the hair to still move and breathe. Products in that space, you can think of like flaxseed gel or aloe vera gel. They are very lightweight, and what I like to say, give a flexible hold to the hair, because it's not going to let the hair just completely unravel, but it does give it space to swell and move. And again, do what it needs to do to actually lock. So flexible hold is products in that space. And then somebody commented that they only use water and oil to retwist their hair, meaning their hair is wet. They apply some oil to their hair and then they proceed with retwisting. That is fine. That's something, I'm gonna say something, that is a way that you can groom the hair, but you're not expecting a hold, because oil is not gonna hold the hair, but it is gonna nourish the hair. You see I'm going here? There's different levels to how we can cultivate our hair, cultivate our locks, depending on what you value and depending on what you're looking for. But regardless, products are not necessary for the hair to lock. And you can use water and oils. You can use aloe vera or flaxseed. You could use a tight hold product. What becomes really important is that you're drying your hair, because this is the principle, the whole principle. And I feel like this is like one of the keys. This is one of the gems for cultivating locks, especially if you are doing it yourself. Y'all ready? Press the 1 if you're ready. Press the 1 if you want the key, if you want the gem for DIY grooming. The secret, let me tell you, the secret, y'all probably gonna hate me for this. The secret to getting your grooming to actually do what you want it to do, you gotta dry your hair. You have to dry your hair. A lot of times that unraveling effect, that hair coming out unnecessarily or sooner than you expected, is because you're probably air drying completely. You're not fully drying the hair. Your hair, this is a little cosmetology science, science out here. The hair stays in whatever state it dries in. So if you wet your hair and then you put a headband on and sleek it back and you let it dry, are your edges gonna be puffy or are they gonna be sleek? They're gonna stay exactly like you put them. So our hair dries in whatever state we put it in. That's the whole reason we're putting in clips when we're retwisting your hair, to hold it in place. So you get on the dryer, we take them out. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so sleek. Look at your retwist. Look at it staying in. That's why I had them clips in your hair. That's another reason why you people that do that clipless maintenance, and I need to write that down because we gotta have a whole conversation about that. You end up causing damage to your locks with that type of tension if you're incorrectly doing a clipless maintenance, because you're putting the lock on itself and you're drying it like that. So it's just staying on top of itself. We don't want that. So your hair is going to stay in whatever state you dry it in. Just think about that when you're thinking about like, I don't want to get on the dry. I don't really do that. Your hair, your locks, they need that. So that's my spiel about, or what I would encourage you to think about when you have products or the different types of products for retwisting. You have tight hold, which, but it's out there, can be used. It's definitely more likely to cause buildup, more likely to prevent moisture. And I would say it would truly require you to wash your hair more, because the ingredients literally block out the things that will cause your hair to revert and react and move and, do what they need to do. Then you have products that give a flexible hold, like aloe or flaxseed, or what's that other like real light gel? I can't think of it right now, but those types of products, they still allow the hair to move, shrink, and expand, which is what encourages hair to lock. Still allow you to style and things like that, but they are very minimal buildup. They're water soluble, so they're going to rinse out very easily. And another thing that I was going to tell you is that you can test them on your hands. If you're like, oh, how's this product going to react in my hair? Put some product on your hand and then let it dry. Let the product fully dry on your hand and see how that product, is it tacky? Is it sticky? Does your hand feel nourished and smooth? Does it start to flake up? Because what's going to happen on your skin, on your hand, happens on your scalp, happens in your hair. So it's also something to think about. And you'd be surprised, some of these gels that are at the store, a lot of these store-bought gels, tight hold gels for locks, put them things on your hand, all types of lint and stuff just start getting attracted to it and sticking to it. You're like, how the hell I picked this up on my hand? I thought this was gonna be clear. I thought this was for locks. It's not. And then you have products that don't necessarily give you a hold, like oils that you can use, and they are good for the hair because, again, your hair is going to have space to do its thing. But I wouldn't encourage you to be upset if in like a week, 2 weeks, your roots are back full. It's normal. Just as long as you're cultivating your hair towards the type of locks that you want, that's totally fine.